Earlier on in the week, we recorded episode 95 of Soccer Cards United, and now it's time for Postcards United, our Q&A show where we answer questions. Hi, Enzo.
Hey, Jason.
How are you?
I'm good until
Yeah.
you said we recorded episode 95. And now I know that you're not up to date on the vlogs that I complimented you for, and you took that compliment because our vlogs are 94.
But it's still up to date until the week elapses. It's this week on Soccer Cards United.
All right. Listen, you've been working hard.
You let me off on this one.
Listen, on this occasion.
We've got a few questions, and some of them are good, and I won't say which ones.
Jesus. Some of them are good.
Some of them are good. So, here we go. We're in person. We haven't done an in-person Postcards United in ages.
You don't even remember how to do it now, do you?
I did practice before the show, but I guarantee it's not going to go
as well. You're going to press the next button and nothing's going to happen.
Something like that.
I have the slideshow up here on my laptop.
Great.
So I'm having a good experience.
You're ready.
Boom.
Let's start off with some reviews.
Transition.
Huh?
Transition.
Yeah.
Mine doesn't know that.
Yours is just a PDF.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
Listen.
So this is some nice reviews here from some from good listeners. Right, 5-star review starting off from Apple Podcast Great Britain.
Can I just say,
yeah,
Great Britain, thank you. We
Thank
don't
you.
get many of them reviews.
No, I think Card Sales may have started a trend when he left a review. This is from Kyle in GB. 5 stars, great pod. Only recently started listening through all the episodes as a complete beginner and found the advice and information given brilliant, and I loved the banter.
No,
Thanks, Kyle.
thanks, man.
That's so nice.
We do have banter.
We do have banter.
We need to organise some non-podcast outings to kind of reset.
The banter.
Yeah, maybe.
Reset the friendship.
It needs a lot of work. You might be listening to the early episodes going, this banter's brilliant. And I was like, what happened to them? The spark is gone.
There seems to be a weight.
They lost the magic.
They're carrying a kind of a weight that they didn't have before. No, the early episodes are kind of filled with life, you know.
We had different times.
Different times. Okay, another 5-star review, this time from Apple Podcasts in the US of A. And it's 5 stars. Quality lads. I watch on YouTube rather than listening, but that doesn't stop me from subscribing, rating, and reviewing, says Doritos King of the Snacks. And isn't he right?
Yeah, did you just plug Doritos? Was this sent by the company Doritos? You just called them King of the Snacks.
You think they're trying to like sneak in a sponsorship?
I think we should look at a few other podcasts because maybe they've left a load of. Maybe that's
No way.
the company.
No.
Our target market, I think, would like Doritos.
I like Doritos.
I love Doritos. See, now it's a Dorito ad. Nah, I don't know about that name.
This is exactly how they get you.
But I love that. I love to hear someone watching on YouTube because we don't get too much.
No, we know people are watching on YouTube.
We're seeing the metrics of that, but
Yeah.
no one leaves a review saying I watch on YouTube, and it's interesting because
they went to Apple Podcasts and did it.
that's what I'm saying. But like a lot of people listen. A lot of people go on walks and stuff to listen to podcasts or on a drive, so they can't watch it. It genuinely is interesting to me that someone like they're watching podcasts as well.
Yes.
I love it.
So thank you for those reviews. If you want to leave a review, you can do so on Apple Podcasts. You can tweet or
5-star on Spotify.
5-star on Spotify. Leave a YouTube comment.
Subscribe if you haven't. If you're listening to this, if you're one of the OGs that
Yeah.
just listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever else this thing gets produced, I don't know where you'll be sending it, Jason. We're nearly at 300 subs, and maybe that's not the biggest
On
number.
YouTube.
Yeah, on YouTube.
Yeah.
Maybe that's not the biggest number out here. But we're starting. Yeah, I'm having fun with the YouTube metrics of it.
Sports Cards Investor, who have like 1 billion subscribers.
Yeah, I think over 100,000.
They started off at some point asking people to subscribe when they only had 200 and something.
But you know what I'm thinking?
Unless Jeff bought his subscribers.
No, Jeff would buy a lot of things, but not subscribers. My thing is, if Jeff can get 100 grand, and yeah, he does a great...
He does an amazing job.
Yes,
I would love if Jeff could host this podcast.
No, but look, they have 162,000 subscribers. Jason, guess how many videos they've made to get there?
500.
554.
Now.
Yeah, but how many videos? We're at like 20 videos already. Think we
35.
Jesus, when we have 500, I don't know what we'll be there. But I see that and I say there's 162 hobby heads that subscribe to YouTube hobby-related channels.
162,000.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think a lot of them are soccer boys.
Yeah.
But if I went looking at these soccer videos, I think there'd be a lot of views on them, so I need to figure out... Listen.
Maybe we should approach Jeff at the National and say,
No.
Can you please put us in a video, Jeff?
Just one.
Just one video,
Can we
Jeff.
just couple of some of them subscribers?
Please.
No.
We're nearly at 300 subs, Jeff.
We're big time now.
We need the exposure.
Our exact sub count at the recording of episode 95 of Postcards United.
Yeah.
200 you know the number?
80 something.
Jason looking at the numbers every day. 287.
Yeah.
But you know what upsets me?
What's that?
We're getting into a lot of our videos have more than 287 views. Some people are looking and going,
I don't know about that. Yeah.
I don't know about.
No, I tell you what. If you want upsetting,
no.
upsetting analytics,
No, not upsetting.
the
analytics.
most
This started so wholesomely, and
the most upsetting
we're showing our insecurities.
metric of all, and
No.
it really is genuinely the worst metric to look at, is YouTube. Unlike Spotify and stuff on podcasts, Spotify showed you like average
When
listening
they
time
stop
and stuff like
listening.
that. YouTube shows you exactly how long they're listening for, when they're stopping. They're showing you people skipping ahead into videos, watching for 2 minutes, like going like they turn it on, right? They're going like, I don't know what this bit is at the start. And they're skipping ahead
Did it hit?
to what they assume is a good part. Watching for 2 minutes, saying, it turns out it didn't actually get. I thought it might get going. It didn't.
Oh my god!
That was one of the most demoralizing
Jason.
experiences of my life.
Advice for you:
Yeah.
don't be looking at them analytics anymore.
Okay.
Don't.
Just do the videos.
Just keep doing what we do.
Right.
Don't mind those people. Casuals, I call them.
Yeah.
Don't mind them. Don't.
This is for the hardcore.
I'm a bit sad now. Thanks for the reviews.
Reviews, definitely. Thanks for the reviews.
That helps. When we look at those kind of analytics,
Helps keep the morale up.
that keeps us going.
Do you know what it is? And this is
Thanks
true.
Doritos.
And thank you to the Doritos.
Chili heatwave.
We've always done better qualitatively than quantitatively. I have always felt as if we had a bigger audience than we actually do have, because we have the best audience in the world.
Oh, that's nice.
There are people out there with 1 million subscribers that don't get the kind of
They would be buying off
feedback
their website
and engagement that we
They
get.
wouldn't even be supporting.
Yeah, so thank you to each and every person that
Yeah, a
listens
lot
to
of
the
comments.
podcast.
You know, listen, we have a small little group here, and we love it.
Okay, next thing.
Boom.
An email
From Paul.
from Paul. And I had to put that in because I couldn't get his whole email in the screenshot.
Mm.
Hey guys, the podcast is stellar. I have really been enjoying it.
Now,
Thank
that
you.
could have been a review.
Paul, take
Paul,
that.
listen, you take that
Copy and
energy,
paste it.
bring it to Apple.
Yeah.
Say this is Paul. No, I'm joking.
Jason recommended 2016 Panini hobby boxes on an episode of Sports Card Nonsense, and I purchased 2 cases. This is of Select, Panini Select. I realize it's way too early to speculate, but what do you envision to be the play? Should I 1, sell them as a case or by the box when appropriate? 2, when is the appropriate time to sell? Maybe during this World Cup cycle and some during the next. 3, are my hopes solely based on the play of Captain America, aka Christian Pulisic, aka LeBron James of soccer? Please answer specifically and accurately so I can maximize my investment. Oh, he's seen Postcards United before.
Yeah.
And he said, don't give me one of these answers that
Don't
you give other
dribble.
people. No.
Don't
Just
go off on a
answer.
tangent. I need this accurate, specific.
Yeah.
You need to tell me.
Focus up, boys.
I would like to open up by saying this is not financial advice. NFA.
This is not financial advice.
NFA.
Okay.
Jason,
Is that what
I
they
didn't
say?
listen to you on Sports Card Nonsense because I'd be busy, right? But I know you talked about Select. I don't know what you said. So this blood is on your hands. But I want to ask Paul, and this is why postcards is troublesome, because it's not a two-way thing. Because
Yeah.
I want to know, because when you mentioned it, you told me you've seen a price increase.
Not only did I say that, when I went back on Sports Card Nonsense,
They said it to you.
they told me it's been increased.
And you don't own any of them boxes, just for
No, God, no.
pump and dump clarity. No, God, no.
No.
You never got your hands on them.
No.
I'd love to know if Paul kind of caught it before the price went up, because in that case, like basically, I want to know, Paul, if you sold right now based on what the market price is right now, are you up?
He must be.
I think he is what I'm saying. And
I like to think that Paul heard me on the podcast
I went fucking crazy.
and just said, as he was listening, I hadn't even finished talking.
Yeah.
2 cases bought.
Yeah, done.
Done.
Probably from blowout.
Someone like that.
I would say sell by the case is probably it's convenient for you.
Yeah.
It's a sealed case. There's premium in that. You get to request a higher price per box if your case is sealed. So
Yeah.
do not open the cases. That's as specific as I can get. Don't open the cases. It's a blessing that you have 2, because you do have a play to make here. And I would say it is appropriate to sell during this cycle 1 case out the door.
Yeah, I think, like, you have to imagine, for sealed cases, your market is a lot bigger than for sealed boxes, because sealed boxes you can sell to other collectors, but sealed cases you have breakers as a you know, there are going to be breakers out there.
And just investors that just want, like, sealed cases, just different grade.
Yeah. So I think,
Never open it. Like, if you have a 2016 iconic box sealed case, don't you dare open that case unless you're opening them boxes.
yes, don't open the case without opening the boxes. That's
Boom.
exactly it. I think as we come up to the World Cup and World Cup mania starts to overtake,
When you're seeing World Cup ads,
Yes.
when you're seeing the real build up, this year we could end up with like a Netflix hype documentary, some shit like that.
Who
We're gonna
knows?
get mad shit.
I think you basically see what kind of form. To answer your question, you're not completely. You're not waiting on Christian Pulisic to become. Like he's. The product has great value because it's an early select product. Like we see select now is only in Chronicles.
Yeah.
We got
Still
we got
looking
Euro
beautiful, but-
select for the year before last. Remember
Yeah,
they
yeah.
released it early, but it has none of the kind of same romance as the early select sets.
Ignore if Pulisic wasn't in that box is still an iconic box just because it's so nostalgic. It's shorter print run and there's like some Messi's and Ronaldo's in there. It's
Exactly.
incredible.
Um,
And the Mbappe as well. Is Mbappe the following
no, that's
year?
later. That's later.
Okay.
But yeah, I think as we get closer to the World Cup, see what the price is like. You can always wait and see what like happens at the World Cup, but that's risky.
That's risky because I think if the United States struggle, then people might just be because Pulisic, although he's not the only thing, he is a big part of the box. To
Yeah.
be fair, because I mean, if he pops off, the box is only going to get better.
Yeah.
I think the United States are not a shoe in for a good tournament. They could easily be knocked out in the group stage. They have a difficult group, and again, they have yet to really find a starting 11. There's lots of problems in that respect. Their World Cup hopes are going to be much better when they're hosts. So you keep one for 2026 no matter what.
Definitely keep one for 2026.
If you're looking at how much money you spent and how much money you could get for one case, and if it's looking good,
Yeah.
definitely offload one case. And I would say pre-tournament.
Like it's like that thing of like buy the rumor, sell the news. Like you wanna sell it just pre-tournament when a ball is just yet to be kicked.
Do you know what I'm about to pull up, Jason?
What's that?
World Cup Mania. You want to sell it before a United States ball has been kicked.
Yes.
But if United States are like on the 4th day of the World Cup, say,
Yeah.
in terms of, then you might get to kind of also stop clicking on the Club World Cup.
While you do that, I'll just say that
Okay,
Paul also said. Oh, sorry, you did it.
No, yeah, they play. Yeah, I'm very fast. They play on day one, so they play. No, wait. Yeah, 21st November. But they're the latest kickoff. You're not gonna sell it like
Against Wales, is it?
yeah, USA Wales 7 p.m. So to be honest, you could pin your hopes and dreams on that game being a USA win. At which point you're gonna buy yourself. I'll tell you how long you're selling window right straight away. You have 4 days before they play England on I believe, Thanksgiving.
But that's risky. It's hard to beat Wales.
Rail. Well,
No, it is. It's harder. It's like that match against Wales
That is
is going to
such
be
a-
harder than anything the US men's national team has done in the last.
20 years, 20
Well,
ever.
Yeah,
It's probably one of the biggest games in US men's national team. Not the biggest, but one of the biggest because the group is so hard. Your second game is against England. Like if you can beat Wales and then get a draw against England or whatever,
Yeah.
you're going to the knockouts. But because these are playing day one, I'd probably say maybe sell pre-tournament.
Yeah, I think watch the price of the case as we approach the tournament.
Yeah, keep an eye on it.
If it starts to go up to that point where it's like you could kind of cover half of your second case by selling, that's a good way to hedge your bets. Because 2026, if we assume Pulisic is still there, and then it's a 10-year-old product.
Yeah, and do you know what I'd also say though? If the price is looking good right now, could be a good time to sell. As much as we'd like, because like you'd wait until the World Cup, but the one factor that you're not factoring in, Jason, is that there is kind of terrible economy going on.
Yeah,
That like just no matter how good the hype is, even if they win against Wales, like maybe the economy's just in the bin.
right.
So especially for like boxes, seal cases, like it could like in that case, I would actually say if you're looking at your prices right now and what you paid is what they're currently selling for,
Yeah,
there is also a case to be made of just holding both of them for the next World Cup. Because we are in a financial cycle that you want to wait to end. And that financial cycle will end by the time the World Cup cycle for the next one kicks off. And then it could just be a good time to have 2 cases. If you have the financial ability to just wait.
that's good advice.
I think that's good. But if the price is looking good right now, and you'd be looking at one, like happy to sell one, I would sell it.
Yeah, I think either sell now, sell in November just before the tournament,
Yeah.
or sell in 2026.
Or one more thing.
Yeah,
If you're kind of in a position where you know you can hold both of them for the next World Cup,
you don't need the cash. Like,
you don't need the cash.
Yeah.
You don't really care. You're not sweating. You're not thinking about these every day.
mm-hmm.
Hold one and see if you beat Wales. Because at that point, but you're going into that as a higher risk thing, being like, listen, if we have a bad tournament, I'm just going to hold it for the next tournament. But if I beat Wales, I might hop on the euphoria before the England game and get them gone.
I like that. So, Paul, let us know what you do.
I don't know if people spend a lot of money around Thanksgiving, but that could be.
And Christmas. Going up to Christmas.
Yeah, but listen.
Could be a Christmas present.
That's as specifically and accurate as we can, and that was not financial advice, even if it sounded very much like financial advice.
Paul also says, keep up the great work, guys. Entertaining and informative. Not easy to do.
It's not. Let me tell you. And instead of getting our reviews, we're getting just emails.
Thanks, Paul.
Joking. Cheers, Paul.
Right.
Is Paul is from the States, you imagine? There's no...
Absolutely.
I mean, obviously.
Right. This is from Austin Pulliam, and he says, I have a question for a future podcast episode. Postcard episode. Guess what, Austin? It's a question for now. Where are all the Haaland autographs from the last 3 releases? Bundesliga Stadium Club, Bundesliga Paper, and Chrome all promised autos and none have surfaced. Stadium Club even features his auto in the sale sheet.
I think Bundesliga Paper doesn't have his autos in it at all. Like, it's not in the sale sheet. Because I did check that, I think.
Yeah.
Because we're sitting on a lot of Bundesliga paper. And I was like, why just rip it off?
Yeah.
There's Haaland auto maybe in there. Yeah, so that's written off. To be honest, the better question is, where are all the Bundesliga Match Attax Chrome autographs that were in last season's? Because it was over 55 of them and not one has surfaced.
So, where are they?
That's a start. Bundesliga Stadium Club. Listen, I'm not, and you're saying Chrome, but like Chrome hasn't come out yet, so you need to chill. You're already jumping to a conclusion.
Yeah, I'm not sure. The Haaland autos, we assumed they'd been working off the same
principle of just 1-on-1.
Yeah, and kind of just been getting like they have one sticker sheet.
Yeah.
And they're still dragging it.
They've talked about just cutting it in half and trying to get 2 cards out of it.
What if we did like a Erling 1 of 1 and a Haaland 1 of 1? Yeah, look, like I think if you've been listening to the podcast, Austin, we generally do say if there's a Haaland auto in there at the moment, don't take that into account.
Yeah.
That's not to be taken. That's to be taken with a grain of salt.
There's problems with Haaland's not signing. That might change.
It's like there's a Haaland auto.
That's all, like every sales sheet of Bundesliga products has been coming out, and it's always been a Haaland auto, and it's always been a 1-on-1 in the sales sheet.
Yeah.
So that was going on for ages, maybe a year and a half. The biggest scandal for me is the Match Attax. Now, I could picture someone like Blowout maybe just sitting on hundreds and thousands of them.
Yeah.
Like the Match Attax Chrome, and they're all just in there. Maybe the batches were done bad and just all there.
Sure.
But the skeptic in me says there's no Haaland autos.
Right.
But they could do it. Whereas, yeah, again, you're saying Bundesliga Paper doesn't have it in the... I think his question is more to last year's stuff, more so. I know, like, there was no Bundesliga Stadium.
There was I did see the
1-on-1 from Merlin last year popped up.
1-on-1 from Merlin came out, yeah.
And there was another 1-on-1 that someone hit a 1-on-1 from, I think it was Flagship or Light or something like that.
Okay.
Like the Champions League, they hit a 1-on-1.
Yeah.
That was recently this week. So I do think the 1-on-1 autographs are in there. They exist. Again, Bundesliga Chrome hasn't come out this year, so I don't think you're really referring to that. Bundesliga Stadium Club, I don't know if there's Haaland autos in that, but I think there is. Haven't seen one yet, but there might just be a 1-on-1. Bundesliga Paper doesn't have one. In general, there is kind of sketchiness going on with Haaland autos, but to be fair, the auto situation at Topps and Panini is much more salacious than the Haaland one. The Haaland one just seems like he stopped signing and they kind of just stopped putting him in there, or just had 1-on-1s in there and tried to sell that hype of the 1-on-1. All of it basically does is, listen, first year Haaland autographs to the moon, basically.
Yeah. I think it's almost bad to say, like...
we won't have to worry about this after the season.
No, but it's bad to say to, like... It's only now that we're answering that I kind of realise, like, it's bizarre to have to go, no, listen, like, there's Haaland autos in there, but there isn't really, like, you know, so just don't even think about that. Like, they're putting them in the sell sheet. Like, I understand Austin's frustration. I think I've just completely internalized the fact that, like, that's, like, it's not a lie. There might be a Haaland auto in it, you know, in a box somewhere, but the print ones are so big and the chance that, you know.
Yeah.
And how many people are ripping lots of Bundesliga product? I don't know.
Yeah, there is supposedly one in Stadium Club.
Right.
Which is actually so interesting because the price on that box is so low. You have cool images, you have good colour in it,
yeah,
and apparently there's a Haaland auto in there.
Somewhere.
I'm going to check if the Haaland is just a 1-of-1 auto. So, okay, yeah, wow.
Just a 1-of-1?
No, Stadium Club doesn't refer to it. Now, they might have somewhere in the special writing saying ignore this. They're not all
subjects of
players are made equal.
Yeah.
But it doesn't say that at all. And this is saying that there's Neon of 99, Blue Wave of 79, Gold Prism of 50, Orange Prism of 25, Black to 10, Red to 5, and a Superfractor 1-of-1.
There isn't.
And Erling Haaland is in that batch.
There definitely isn't.
I don't think there is.
There 100% is not, like a couple of hundred Haaland autos in Bundesliga Stadium.
And none have popped up because
No.
I would be opening Bundesliga Stadium
Yeah.
all day. Where is it? There's one there. There's one there, Jason. Give me it. Give me it right now. There's Haaland's in here. No.
I don't
Especially
think
you're
so.
guaranteed an auto per box. Like well, I don't know. Like, to be honest, in fairness, this is from Cardboard Connections, which in fairness, Tops give them the checklist.
Yeah,
But
but
it's
then
also not direct from Tops.
no, and
So Tops could say, they fucked up. They're meant to say there's just a 1-on-1 Haaland
yeah.
in there. That's clean.
So basically, it's just a classic example of
Can I say it? The image that they use for Stadium Club
yeah,
looks like a base autograph.
right.
Like, not even, there's not color, it's base. So if there's also base, which there isn't, this says like base autographs, neon, so there's supposedly base autographs as well of Haaland, which means there's hundreds.
I think a lot of the stuff with the trading card companies is like they try and do stuff that's like not technically a lie.
Mm.
You know, Haaland autos.
When you're operating like that, it's like you're operating shady.
I know, of course. So then, then we just get used to it, and then it's like you're always like playing a game against them and trying to work out like, well, what's a lie, what's not a lie. Anyway, Austin, we sympathise with you.
I'll be keeping an eye on the Haaland. I'd also say that the image that they use for Haaland, Jason, versus the actual image of Haaland's Stadium Club card are different images, but maybe the auto just has a different image.
Right.
But I want to keep an eye on that. I think if no Stadium Club autos pop up other than a 101, kill him.
Yep. Marto's Cards. Hey lads, listener from Australia. Love the show.
Okay.
We're growing in Australia based on these questions. Who are you guys investing in for the upcoming World Cup, or who would you recommend investing in? Well, with the recent swathe of players into the Ghana team, I've been talking about Mohamed Kudus for a little while, but that's again a long shot. That's like a low cost, high reward kind of shout. You're Americans, you know, the likes of Brendan Aronson moving to the Premier League, going to the World Cup. No guarantee he's going to perform, but you know, Tyler Adams obviously moving to the Premier League and going to the World Cup as well with America. Who else are we thinking of for the World Cup? Mbappe, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're looking at Mbappe.
Rafael Leao, potentially.
Rafael for Portugal. Portuguese team is so stacked,
Yeah,
hard to
might not
know.
even get in.
Pedri and Gavi.
Yeah, they're going to pop off a little
Pedri
bit.
and Gavi
Just
for
from
the...
a talent point of view.
Yeah, I think they're undeniable because they're also... I mean, Pedri was so young, it was unbelievable. Then Gavi's like even younger.
Makes no sense.
But like, looking at Gavi when he's playing Nations League games and stuff in his first season, like, Gavi is remarkably young.
Yeah.
Like, it's impossible to watch a game on TV where Gavi's playing for Spain and not realise that he's the youngest player on the pitch by far.
He has a baby face.
He's a baby face, he's a little guy, and he, like...
So talented.
And he's an absolute Rottweiler as well. Like, he's not one of those... Like, he's not a young player that drifts through games. You know, he'd be going up against, like... They're playing Switzerland, going up against Granit Xhaka, like, and putting the boot in.
He's a nut job.
He's a nut job.
We love him.
So, I like Gavi. We'll have to see. I mean, one thing we...
Nkunku, did you say him?
I haven't said Nkunku, no.
If he gets into the French team, he could make some waves.
He could do. But then with Didier Deschamps,
It's very hard to know.
it's very hard to know. And also with the coach, the women's French team, French coaches are very temperamental, it seems like, when it comes to picking
Blanket
personnel.
statement, young man.
French coaches, I'm happy to stand by
Okay.
that. The Canadians we haven't really talked about in a while. Canada qualified. So
Jonathan
the likes of
David,
Jonathan David, Alphonso Davies, obviously.
They should get a bump.
Yeah, and then every time it comes up, we say Leo Messi, because
He's gonna have. You know who actually I want to pick out?
who's that?
And I wouldn't invest necessarily, but I think Di Maria will have a big tournament because
Yeah.
I think that he always plays really well for Argentina, and I think he obviously was injured for the year they got to the final. I do think he's still just an exceptional player. I think when all the attention is on Messi and all the other players at Argentina, I think Di Maria has the freedom to kind of show how quality he is.
Yeah, we saw the front three of Messi, Di Maria, and Lautaro against Italy, and that was brilliant.
Yeah, fuck off.
Um,
Lautaro, we don't give him too much love, but he has some stickers from Argentina.
yeah. So I mean, we talk about kind of this on the show.
It's hard to
all
know.
the time. It's hard to know. There's so many different
Angles.
that you could go from.
Like the English team, Jason, do you have anyone?
Not really, because like
Is it just your bias?
no, I just don't think.
Like Bellingham, could he get a starting spot? And then people are like, wow. Because like a player plays well for England, English media, Sky News will go crazy for that player, and there will be that huge amount of hype. Like maybe Phil Foden could be head and shoulders above a lot of players at the World Cup if he
Yeah.
does it. But you're just
I just don't trust Gareth Southgate,
Yeah, no, 5 centre,
to be
5
honest.
right backs.
Yeah. Like it's very defensive football. It's not sparkly football.
It's safe.
It's safe.
It's try to get to the final.
I mean, the likes of like Germany, like with Hansi Flick coaching, like it might be that Kai Havertz or like Timo Werner could win the Golden
Sané.
Boot at the World Cup. Like Sané could play. There's loads of different ones. Musiala could have a fantastic tournament.
You could bring Lukaku, and Lukaku could set the stage alight.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see the German team. There's part of my soul that wants them to do that, but it'll never happen.
So lots. Right, Lint Inc. Archive. Last Topps MLS set was made in the USA and Canada, and the quality is pretty bad. Should be worried about upcoming top sets might suffer from low QC now that Fanatics has taken over. That is, Enzo, if the QC could get any worse.
Oh, my boy.
I personally have been
I don't think
worried
Fanatics
about
manufacture
Fanatics.
anything in the States.
I think it's all made in China. I think
know.
Fanatics wouldn't know a quality product if it hit them over the head. So I hope that a lot of the expertise within Topps is kept. I worry that if Fanatics just gut Topps organization, go to the printer that Topps been working with for years and say, how much do you cost? And then go to a printer in China or wherever and say, how much do you cost? And it's like half. And it's like, yeah, but they won't do it well. It's like, well, you don't do it that well. Let's just say Fanatics may introduce some competition within their suppliers.
Yeah, that's kind of their bottom line.
Yeah. Michael Rubin doesn't take no shit from nobody.
I don't know about the MLS set though. I think he said that also, and I think we got a DM. I don't know if all MLS sets have been made in the US, Canada. Maybe they kind of keep the majority of the product there, so they kind of say it actually makes sense to manufacture over here.
Could be.
But I'm not sure, but the QC issues have been bad on a lot of Chrome products and in general, so I don't think...
And the collation in
I don't think you can
Sapphire
blame Fanatics for that. The collation in Sapphire, we'll talk about Monday.
Yeah. We already talked about it on Monday, then it somehow got even crazier.
Every time they acknowledge it, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Because we have shouted into a void for a year and a half on some of the issues. So they've done a lot right. Obviously, it's easier to shit on people, I guess, and point out what they did wrong. They've done a lot right.
Yeah.
But normally it's like for example, my Bundesliga, I'll never forget over this. My Bundesliga, I opened 2 boxes of Bundesliga Museum from 2019-20, and the autograph card was missing. They never put the sticker on the card.
Yeah.
2 cards didn't have autographs. And I was like, yo. And we recorded it. It was live recorded. And I sent it to the top customer service, and they were like, oh yeah, you see, we can't do anything because you opened the box.
I know.
But that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I didn't have a closed box being like, the autograph in there is not in there.
Just to give a little preview for Monday, they did say in an email to a customer about the Sapphire thing, please do not return the cards yet until we ask you to, because they are worried about mass returns.
Oh yeah.
So, all right. Anyway, next one. Overbought collector, Women's Champions League. Hold, rip, buy singles, sell singles, or do all three in some combination. Thinking I'll hold one, rip one. We don't know. We're trying to decide. We have a case of Women's Chrome left.
A sealed case. I'm saying, please bring out Sapphire.
Oh, we'd love Women's Sapphire.
We need Women's Sapphire. They don't need it, but we'd love it.
We'd love it. Yeah, we don't know what to do with Chrome. People have been asking us to restock it. We can't restock it at the price we previously stocked it at. Obviously, because the price has gone crazy. We don't have that much.
It's not crazy. That's the thing.
You
can get it for $170 on eBay dollars. My advice.
Oh, well, then it hasn't gone crazy.
Is buy that.
Just buy that. I think the floor is $200 on that box. It's pretty soon, because there just isn't that much of it.
Yeah, it's not. It is, and I think over time it's definitely hitting 300 over time. Yeah, I think right now, if you open a box of that, you are likely to break even at worst. Not at worst, but there's a high chance of.
You mean if you bought it at $170?
If you bought it for $170, I think there's a high chance of you. And if you sell everything on eBay, like not every single base card around, but if you sell what you hit on eBay, I would imagine that you're going to make at least $170.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, we don't know.
Especially over time.
I think we're torn between holding it,
opening it,
or
just selling it,
It's hard with a box like this because it does feel like it's usually we're not sentimental. We just sell the boxes, But this is an
It's a lot of boxes.
inaugural set.
Yeah,
So like it's like this is the first. It's kind of a historic product. There's the.
it's just different to look at.
It's just different to look at. It's like a different thing to have on the shelf. So yeah, I don't know. We're torn as well. But I think if you have 2 boxes, ripping one. I definitely recommend ripping one.
Oh yeah, it's just great because you'll get good cards in it.
Yeah, rip one, sell one. That's what I'd do. If I had 2, I'd rip one, sell one.
Look at this. I'm just gonna do Topps women's knockout box.
Oh, how are we on time?
The cheapest, Jason, the cheapest women's knockout box you can find on eBay.
Yeah,
And this is just Topps on Demand knockout, right?
yeah.
$250.
Wow. Okay.
So it doesn't make any sense that Chrome is below that.
No, I would agree.
And the reason that has gone so low is because supply demand. Like a lot of them have been bought, opened, whatever.
Yeah.
But that's what's going to happen with the women's Champions League.
Right.
Like it's a buying opportunity, I would say, more so than even a.
It's not even time to think about selling. It's time to think about buying.
Yeah. Like, I mean, okay, more recent. Let's go. Yeah, ended recently. $180 on the 30th of May. So there's low volume because there's such a lack of thing. But this is for the on demand.
From this year or last year?
Jude Class.
So last year.
Now, they did have guaranteed autos in them,
Yeah.
but so do Chrome.
Yeah.
And they're on better stock, obviously. And you get lots of parallels. And it's Chrome, which is just. So 30th of May and 12th of May, we had one for $180 sold, and then one for $213 sold.
So you're saying Chrome is at least going there?
Yeah, can't not.
Can't not.
Like, Chrome is super. That's the thing. Chrome is so incredibly undervalued right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we're struggling to sell it. Because in our head, like the price we would want to put it on our website at,
Yeah.
if we were to sell it instead of holding it or opening it, is way above the current eBay floor.
Exactly.
Because this product, like,
So
look at women's knockout. That
like
tells
we
you
like to
everything
sell
you've
we
got.
like to sell things at good prices.
Yeah.
So if we think a product is way undervalued, and we only have 12 boxes of it, then that kind of leaves us being like, what's on that we can't.
It's more fun to open it.
Yeah.
It's more fun to open it. Like, to me, like, the cheapest knockout you can get is $250. That should ring alarm bells if you're paying attention. And if you have cash to take advantage of it. But yeah, Chrome is amazing. If they release like, you can buy Chrome cheaper than you can buy knockout.
So there you go.
There's your
This is from David Slater. Hi, I had a question for last week's postcards, but I know you weren't doing questions, so you didn't have to go too far. Right. My question is, thanks for submitting a question, by the way, David, and to everybody. Do you think David Beckham moving to LA Galaxy in 2007 has a direct effect on the amount of American Wonder kids coming through? They would have all been aged around 4 to 10 years old when he signed. So basically, did the arrival of David Beckham in the MLS spark such an interest in soccer in the States that people put their athletic children into these programs, and we're now seeing the benefits of that years later?
Of course.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Anything. That's why the World Cup, we hype it so much. This World Cup, and especially the next one, is not necessarily about what happens at the World Cup.
Yeah.
It's the fact that the World Cup is going to result in a lot of young Americans getting into soccer early, which is going to result in a huge population of Americans, athletes, and young children athletes
Yeah.
that are now playing soccer, and then you're going to have a much higher class roster, if you will, of an American team.
Yeah.
And then they're going to start challenging for the World Cup, which will be terrifying and amazing at the same time.
Yep.
And the Olympics and whatever. So, yeah, that's it. Like, moments like that are watershed moments. There's a reason he went to LA Galaxy for that reason. Same reason that Pele went to the Cosmos back in the day. Like,
Yeah.
there is this kind of voyage to try bring soccer to the States. It's the same reason Formula 1 are doing Grand Prix in the States. It's just like America has such kind of a rich sporting history with their own sports.
Yeah.
Or quote unquote, like basketball, NFL, Major League Baseball, hockey. Like, that's those sort of sport, North America and America. That's their shit. That's their jam. That's just what they do.
Mm-hmm.
But soccer is like obsessed. Everyone's obsessed over literally in every other part of the world.
Yeah.
And the States is just this huge untouched market. And like you see with the women's team, because it was almost viewed as women's sports, and then the women's team just became this powerhouse because they had the huge population in America,
Yeah.
huge athletes, amazing individuals, and then they go on and start winning the Olympics and the World Cup and back to back and whatever. Yeah, that's what happened. That's why soccer is a play. Like, if you're in the hobby, and that's super untouched thing, is that the hobby is where all the Americans are. The hobby is their shit.
Yeah.
The big money, 100K for Matt Jones, and it's just this undeniable fact. We don't know if it's in 1 year, 2 year, 10 years, 20 years, but soccer is going to have a huge role to play in just the normal American society,
Agreed.
sporting society. And David Beckham doing that, exactly. That's it. That's just an event that caused that, but there's so many events.
It may actually not even be. It may not be a causal relationship. It may be that the same reason that David Beckham was attracted to go to the MLS was the same reason that was driving those kids coming through. Like it may like that's because that's roughly that's kind of you're in the 10 to 15 years after the MLS was founded with the 1994 World Cup. So that you're about a generation after that. So it's hard to say what exactly caused what, or it might be they're both symptoms of the same thing or whatever. But
we're seeing one massive macro trend,
yeah,
which is that soccer is growing like crazy in the United States.
Yeah,
and there's various events that are just accelerating.
Exactly.
David Beckham is one of those events, as is anyone that goes to the MLS, like a big player, and then obviously World Cups and just national team success. The US women's national team has been a huge factor for soccer growing in the States for men and women.
Agreed. This is from Greg. I'm probably too late for PCU. You're not, Greg. But my question is this. What scenario has the biggest chance of happening at the National? A. Jason and Enzo are in the same room as Steve Aoki.
I think that will happen if you're counting the entire National as a room.
They like the conference hall.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that will happen.
B. Jason and Enzo get selfies and autographs from Steve Aoki.
That's not happening. I don't like how he does his autograph, and I don't want to be that close to Steve Aoki.
C. Jason and Enzo get to be on the same side stage of a Steve Aoki performance.
Steve Aoki throws cakes in people's faces at his performances. I had an opportunity to go to one when I was in Minnesota, and I chose not to go.
D. Jason and Enzo passed at the chance to meet Steve Aoki because they had better things to do.
Boom!
There we go.
That's going to happen.
D, 100%. Nailed on.
We're chatting to the people at the National.
Absolutely. Sorry, Steve.
For some cards. Steve, listen. Unless you have some high-end soccer or some very specific Formula 1 cards I'm looking for, I'm passing by you, Steve.
Yeah, we don't need the exposure.
To be honest, if I needed a 101 to complete the rainbow and Steve was like, I have it, I'd be like,
yeah,
I'll make another rainbow.
I'll make another rainbow. There's another way to do this.
I know.
He said, I don't really know if he'll be there. Oh, he'll be there.
He'll be there.
But just assuming he will be because the Steve Aoki hype train never stops. I think we're going to see Steve Aoki.
We'll see him. I've seen him in person.
Okay. Tall guy?
Sorry?
Tall?
Yeah. I think he's taller. I think.
Yeah,
we could find out. Let me see what Wikipedia says about Steve Aoki.
I don't think he's a really tall guy. I just wondered. Sometimes you see celebrities and they're tiny.
How tall do you think he is, though?
I think he's probably about 5'9".
175 meters. 1.75 meters.
Okay.
I think that is basically 5'9", Jason. I think you
Did I correctly diagnose Steve Aoki's height?
That's so bizarre for you to just... No, he's 5'7".
5'7", only.
5'7.5". That's my height, basically. Me and Steve Aoki could...
I thought you could look in his eye.
But he wears big, huge boots.
Ah.
Maybe he's insecure?
Maybe he's not a bad guy. Maybe he's just insecure.
Maybe all of this running around, everything that...
Did we ever ask why Steve Aoki feels the need
Why does he need the attention? Why does he need a curated chrome set from the Jude class? Why does he need to open boxes? He just feels insecure about his life.
So I'm going to change this. The option is E. Jason and Enzo are going to give Steve Aoki a big hug and tell him it's okay.
We're going to sit him down and just ask him how he's doing.
Yeah.
We're going to give him a little intervention.
Yeah. He always asks the audience, how are we doing tonight? But no one ever asks, how's Steve doing tonight?
Steve, you're all right over there?
Yeah.
Well,
people, yeah.
Let's keep an eye on what shoes he's wearing at the National.
Okay. On to Twitter. Jake the Mailman says, hey guys, new sound setup sounds great. Thanks, Jake.
I seen that and then I played the podcast last week's episode with my earphones on, and then the most recent episode and it did sound better. Jason, that's one for the lads.
There we go. Thank you, Jake, for allowing us that little moment.
What were your favourite concerts from the music festival last weekend? Was Steve Aoki there?
Steve Aoki was not there. My favourite concerts were The Killers.
Okay.
I love The Killers. I always want to see them live, and then I saw them and they were amazing.
Did they kill it?
They killed it. Unexpectedly, the same night as The Killers, the Belgian artist Stromae was on, and he's like sings in French, very popular in continental Europe, and the crowd, it was at like 3 a.m, and the crowd he was on the main stage, the crowd loved it, like kind of more than they liked The Killers, and that was so fun because it was like, I know his music, but I didn't know he was like a huge star, and it's kind of just fun to be
in a niche group. In
a group where you're like, oh, I didn't know this was
the vibe,
but it's so, everyone's so happy to see him, and now I'm happy to see him.
If Steve Aoki's doing it, a concert at the National, should we go to it? And if he's gone to Nash, he's definitely going to concert. That's his whole vibe. He's like, I'll just
He's a DJ, yeah.
do a show.
I suppose we should, yeah.
Would you let him cake you in the face?
No.
No?
No. I'd give him the... No.
No, not today, Steve.
No, Steve.
He'd have to go too high. He wouldn't even
Yeah.
think about it. He'd be insecure.
Yeah.
Okay.
He only cakes down. That's why he's up there in the DJ booth. So he can... Doesn't matter how tall you are.
What if he targeted you because you're tall and then we could really...
Because he hated me.
Yeah.
He resented me.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You've just painted Steve Aoki as a very insecure man.
Well, no, nothing else explains it.
No, I know.
He's either insecure or he's a sociopath.
He has the Guinness World Record for traveling the most different cities in the same year.
Yeah.
So that tells you everything. Why do you need to do that?
Yeah.
Why do you need to be in every single city, Steve?
Why do you need to be in the Guinness World Book of Records?
You don't.
No.
You need to just relax.
Relax. Spend some time at home. Get a dog or something.
The last question, Jason.
Okay. This is from Sancho Soccer Cards, who is almost a weekly contributor at this point.
What can I say? This is a long...
It is
multiple
long.
messages.
Yeah, so
I don't know. I haven't read it yet, but I want to know, like, is he spiraling?
a little bit.
Okay.
So I'll just, on the screen for the people, I'll just make this a bit bigger. So what are your thoughts on the increasing number of releases of patches that aren't affiliated with any player, match, etc.? Feels a bit disingenuous to me. I love Obsidian cards, but barely any patches are match worn. E.g., I just bought this Mikoku for $25. Quickly rate my purchase. Good. Nice.
That's good.
Makes me wonder where the value is on these cards if they're not player worn kits. Why should these cards be worth more than an unlicensed Futera card with a match worn patch? P.S. Loving the podcast. Glad you didn't take a summer break. It's filled the soccer void.
Yeah, we were just busy and we just never took the break.
Yeah, usually we would have taken the break, but we
Sancho
just...
Shocker Cards doesn't realise that we're still taking our break. So what do you mean we didn't take a summer break?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Still on.
It's still summer, my friend. No, I mean, I guess with the women's Euros is on, it kind of helps. Transfers are happening. I think we were just on a roll. It would have been a bad time to stop. We just got the video up and running.
Exactly, yeah.
Wouldn't have
We
made sense.
had the momentum. I think we were at that shirt show, and people were saying, like...
KitCon, come on. give it
KitCon.
respect.
Shirt show.
The shirt show.
Shirt show era. And no, KitCon era was on, and we had patch cards, and people obviously being football shirt collectors, so they were like, oh my god. And the first question they all had was like, are these from specific games?
Yeah, and in some cases we had to just tell them, by the way.
Yeah, that's not...
So we don't want them to get too excited. You know, it's like they care about that specific aspect.
Yeah.
So it'd be bad for us to be like, actually, take it.
I think you're right that actual match worn stuff should have a premium compared to like just unspecified.
Can I
kits.
say the backs are always kind of different depending on the set, right? So in that case, I think in this Mukoku one, it says it's not affiliated with any player. So that's key. I don't like that. But sometimes it says it's not affiliated with any match. And I think they say that to say we have a patch. It is worn by the player. Not when it says it's not affiliated with the player, right?
Yeah.
It's worn by a player, but we are not telling you, was it Premier League? Was it friendly? Was it this?
Yes.
What did he play? Was he just on the bench? Like, it's not actually affiliated with any specific match, but therefore it actually is his jersey. But when it says player, like, that's just like, we just bought a Dortmund kit and cut it up.
Yeah, agreed.
Don't like that. Panini.
So yeah, I think it goes like unlicensed cards, and then like unlicensed patches, and then patches that are
Licensed but not affiliated with anything.
yeah of the right team, but could be anything, and then patches that are worn by the player, but not at any time specifically, and then
Above that, if they have
above that is like
this is
this
from
was
this
worn
game.
in this game, and here's an autograph, and here's a bootlace or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's again, it's one of those things where like I was talking about earlier with the autographs, like they just get away with what they can get away with.
Yeah, and the brand makes such a big deal. Like, if you look at, like, there's so many Topps Chrome 1 of 1 Super Factor autograph rookies that it's still a sticker autograph. It's like, how is the value over 100 grand or whatever? You know, so it does kind of like, it's a weird thing where you're not really putting enough respect on how much the Topps Chrome brand matters.
Yeah.
And in this case, it's like the Obsidian brand matters, and patch cards matter more than base cards, regardless of if. I don't think people buy that card and go, oh my god, Mukoku wore this. I think it's
just a higher level of card.
Yeah. It's like the hobby has its own ecosystem that actually doesn't relate back to things, because like Lewis Hamilton or Ronaldo could sign a ball or a jersey or something, and the value is nowhere near if it was on the Topps Chrome card.
Yeah, agreed.
Even if the Topps Chrome card's a sticker and the other one's an on-card autograph. It's not because the autograph market isn't crazy. It's the soccer card market has its own niche inner mechanisms, and this is one of them where maybe that one isn't worn by anyone, but that is a higher level card than a base of 25 Moukoko.
And it's definitely a licensed Dortmund card, and it's definitely some sort of Dortmund apparel.
Yeah. It's a weird one, but it is one of the ones. They're getting away with what they can. I think eventually we're going to see much higher end sets that are absolutely guaranteed on card auto and absolute guaranteed match worn to the day.
Yeah.
To the match, and that's going to be worth a lot of cash, I would say.
So, thus concludes Postcards United for episode 95.
We did it.
We did it. We're back on Monday for what seems to be a very salacious episode 96.
Be careful.
And we're just a couple of weeks out from going to the National.
And we're 9 days away from going to London.
So, busy end of the month coming up.
If you're going to London and there's any specific cards or any specific wax you would like at our table, let us know, because we can only bring so much.
Yeah.
We'll do good prices on the wax, let us know.
And that's it.
That's it.
Have a great weekend, everyone.